Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Denmark Aranas, a postgraduate medical intern, and I basically provide informative videos to medical students. And also, I would like to give aspiring Filipino physicians an idea of what a med student usually tackle in med school. If you find these videos helpful, please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel and to click the notification bell to be updated for my new videos that I'll be uploading every week. Okay? So for today, I'll be discussing the clinicopathologic correlation of hepatitis. Hepatitis is a very rampant infectious disease and it could manifest as an acute and chronic infection. The chronic infection of hepatitis leads to hepatocellular carcinoma. So it's very important for us to avoid having hepatitis infection. I would like to shout out to Maria Alyssa Dulatre for helping me out in creating this CPC. So we'll be discussing each of these section. Okay, so let's start. Here are the risk factors that we have to consider for hepatitis. And I've divided it according to the different hepatitis viral infection that we could have. So there are five: Hepa A, B, C, D, and E. As for hepatitis A, this is transmitted through fecal-oral route. Okay, so you would be predisposed to having it if you do not wash your hands, if you eat contaminated food, and if you practice unconventional sex. Okay, and as for hepatitis B, it is related to sexually transmission and vertical transmission, meaning the mother could transmit it to the fetus. Okay, and blood transfusion, needle-stick injury, and IV drug use. And hepatitis C has the same route of transmission with hepatitis B, but there is no sexual transmission for hepatitis C. Okay, so for hepatitis D, this is a co-infection with hepatitis B. So the greatest risk factor for having it is a chronic Hepa B infection. It could not stand alone. Okay, so if there is a Hepa B infection, we should also check for hepatitis D infection. As for Hepa E, uh, this is also the same with hepatitis A, fecal oral route transmission. However, I would like to stress out that it is more related to contaminated drinking water, okay? And also, eating ill-prepared food from undercooked or uncooked beef or pork. And once you combined all of this, you would have increased likelihood of acquiring hepatitis virus. And from there, you would be infected and the virus would enter your body. And once there is viral entry, it would now lead to viral replication in the oral, mucosa, and the gastrointestinal tract. And once there is enough number to spread, it would access to the bloodstream, okay? And then it would now gain its way to the liver, and it would replicate in the liver. And from there, it would trigger the systemic inflammatory response as it has already invaded the bloodstream and the liver. So once there is a systemic inflammatory response, there would be manifestations for acute, and if it is left untreated, it would lead to chronic infection. And we'll be discussing the two one by one. As for acute infection, there would be an initial increase in cytokines and interleukins, such as interleukin 1, interleukin 6, and tumor necrosis factor alpha. And this would be manifested by the patient by having fever, fatigue, myalgia, arthralgia, and increased sweating. And it could also trigger gastrointestinal irritation, leading to the manifested diarrhea of the patient. And from the diarrhea, there would be fluid and electrolyte loss. And this would be further manifested by the patient by having poor skin turgor, dry lips, and oral mucosa, indicating moderate to severe dehydration. And like what I said, if it is left untreated, we will go to the chronic infection. The chronic infection would lead to cellular damage. Now, this would be uh, resulting to impaired uptake, conjugation, or excretion of bilirubin. Also, there could be leaking bilirubin from the damaged hepatocytes, bile ducts, or bile canaliculi. And from there would be increased direct bilirubin. So this would be manifested as jaundice, a colic stool or pale color of the stool, and a dark urine. And usually it is related to a brown colored urine. Okay, so there's a vicious cycle that would be going on if we would be leaving the acute infection untreated. There would be an increased damage through time, and it would trigger now the development of hepatocellular carcinoma. Okay, so it is very important for us to take note of the risk factors of having hepatitis. And another way for us to prevent having it is for us to get vaccines. Okay, so we could have vaccines for these infections. That is why it is very important for us to do prevention because prevention really is better than cure. So this is my reference, the 20th edition Harrison's Principles of Internal Medicine. Let me end this presentation by saying, share your dreams with other dreamers. You can see here my group of friends, the WOs, working on excellence, and here, down here, are my nyok nyoks. Thank you for listening and have a good day.